Okay, so let us think aloud and understand what this fight is all about. There is a much bigger cause, or there are much bigger causes that are being decided here. It is not just a question of whether one guy named Krishnaraj Rao has defamed one builder named Lodha. What is being decided here actually is this. Does a homeowner who buys a house have the right to criticize that house? Does he have the right to point out the features in that house which he doesn't like, which he hates, which he thinks make the house unlivable, which he thinks are the fatal errors in its architecture, the errors, or maybe not errors, maybe they are planned features, but the features that endanger the life of this homeowner and the family? Can you, the home buyer, criticize a house that you have purchased? That is being decided here. Lodha is trying to say that you can't. Lodha is trying to say that you have no right to criticize after you buy a house. Okay? Lodha is trying to say that you have to shut up, that you will not say anything about the house, and if you do that, if you say something about the house, then they can slap 100 crore defamation against you. This is what Lodha is trying to prove. And this is what people are fighting against. Okay? This is at stake here. This is the question that is being decided. I don't know if the court is aware of this or not. Maybe it isn't. Maybe the court thinks that this is just a defamation case. So one is, it is about the right of customers. Now two, the second thing, again, very important. What is the right of the media, the journalists? See, I am a blogger, I am an activist, I am a journalist. I may not belong to any paper. I don't have to belong to any newspaper. No newspaper has to pay my salary for me to be a journalist. Okay? Let us be perfectly clear on this. I am a journalist because I act as a journalist. I inform people. I go out of my way to inform people, to educate people about things that concern the public. The quality of a housing project concerns the public. It deeply concerns the public. You can't say that it is a matter between a homeowner and the builder. That is a private matter. No, it is not a private matter. It is a deeply public matter. Okay? And again, Lodha is trying to say, no, journalists, back off. Back off not just from Lodha. Right? He is the number one builder of India. This isn't about him just trying to make one journalist back off. This is about builders in general trying to send out a message to all the journalists. What they are saying is, hands off. We will do what we want to do, and you guys will stay out of the way. You guys will stay silent. You guys cannot have an opinion because you are not informed enough, you are not educated enough, you are not experts. These are some of the points that are being made in the defamation suit. He is saying that, who are you? What do you know about fire safety? What do you know about architecture? What do you know about National Building Code? How dare you comment about the quality of my architecture? How do you comment about the quality, about the build quality? This is what Lodha is trying to say. And I'm fighting back tooth and nail. Okay. I know that if I had taken the quiet road, if I had buckled down under this pressure, then it is quite possible that Lodha would spare me the pain of the 100 crore rupees defamation. But I'm not quieting down, because there's a reason for this. It stands for something bigger. There are bigger things at stake. If I shut up, if I fall silent, then I'll be letting down the entire community of public spirited citizens, also known as activists. There are numerous activists fighting on numerous causes, but many of them are fighting in the domain of buildings, proper construction of buildings versus, the kind of manmani that builders do. So, I would be letting them down, and I'm not going to let them down. And that is the reason, guys, that there is so much interest in this cause. This cause isn't important because of me. This cause is intrinsically important to the future of the real estate market and how it behaves. Whether builders will be able to get away with murder, literally. Whether builders will literally be able to get away with murder, or whether homeowners can fight back. Whether journalists can help homeowners to fight back when builders deliver a shitty product. And it is actually even larger than that, even larger than this. It's not only about the building industry. If this defamation case succeeds, then you know what? You can't even complain if you get a bad ice cream from a company like, say, Amul or Quality. Just suppose you find a cockroach in a milk bottle or a milk packet, okay? Or you find a horrible block of cheese made by some company, or a horrible piece of chocolate. There was this controversy about Cadbury, and there was this horrible piece of chocolate. I don't remember what happened, but there was something terrible inside the chocolate, and it was a well packaged Cadbury chocolate whose packet had not been tampered. Now, what prevents a company like Cadbury or Amul or any company from suing you if you find a cockroach in their product? What prevents an automobile company from suing you if you find that their product is intrinsically defective and dangerous? Nothing. because it's basically the same. Criticizing a house in New Cuff Parade project is no different from criticizing a bad car made by some company, Mahindra, Tata, I don't know, any of those companies, any company. This would lead to a downward spiral, and I think people are seeing it. I'm not sure that people have thought about all the implications of it, but I think people sense it. There is something called wisdom of the crowds. I think people sense that the issues here are larger, broader issues. And that is why we have so much public participation in this thing, in this cause. And that is why videos go viral, and that is why people are acting the way they do. And there is this upwelling of public support for what I am doing. It's not about my face, it's not about my voice, it's not about who I am. It's about what I stand for right now. I stand for the right of the common man and the journalist to criticize a shitty product. And that is the reason Lodhas are barking up the wrong tree. And if the judiciary wants to be, and I know I'll be held for contempt again on this one, okay? There is going to be a hearing tomorrow morning. They want to postpone the hearing of February 14th to a later date. And there's going to be a hearing tomorrow morning. I'm going to be very pleasantly surprised if tomorrow morning they have gone and transcribed this video and they are going to show the judge and say, hey, listen, this guy is at it again. He is scandalizing the judiciary. I'll be very, very amused if they do that. If the judiciary has a sense of serving the common man, and I hope it does. I hope it doesn't think of itself as some kind of monarchy. If the judiciary has a grain of common sense, I think they will see where this whole case is going. This case is about the larger public interest. No matter what kind of a bad ambassador of larger public interest I may be, I am not a pretty face, I am not a good voice, I may be an obnoxious asshole. But right now, I stand like a pillar for the cause of the common man, criticizing a shitty product. That's all it is about. I really hope that the judiciary gets this. I hope the judges get it. I hope they're listening. And if they don't, then I think they are going to make a laughing stock of themselves. It's not people like me who reduce the dignity of the courts in the eyes of the public. It is short-sighted, silly judges, silly counsels who don't see the bigger picture. They are the ones who reduce the dignity of the judiciary in the eyes of the public. Hope that doesn't happen. Please keep your dignity. Please do the right thing. Good night.